What is up, my friend AJ here from Social Glow, helping you create highly engaged communities. And in today's video, we're going to deep dive into online customer retention strategies. We're going to explore why membership retention is actually crucial for your business. And I'm bringing on Luca from 2hourdays.com to share proven strategies to keep your members engaged, loyal, and also show you how you can actually reduce your refunds. So stick around till the end of this video because you wouldn't want to miss out on any of these tips, and their tips are super practical, very practical strategies. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any of our updates. Now, before I bring on Luca, first, let's understand why membership retention is really, really important to your business. As you may know, acquiring new members is often more expensive than retaining existing ones. Plus, loyal members are more likely to engage with your content, participate in discussions, and even become brand advocates, recommending you and your program or your community to other people. Sounds good, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the strategies with Luca.
Today, I just wanted to bring you on some customer retention stuff, like how can we save over 50% in refund requests and a lot more. And so we're gonna get into all of that today. And before we get into that, dude, how did you get started in helping people reduce refunds?
Long story short, I ended up running an online course business. Our traffic source was Instagram. We had a big Instagram account. And at some point we sold it, but while having the business, we had a tremendous refund problem. Our refund rate was at some point nearly 20%, which I now know that it's actually not uncommon to have that refund rate. And while selling that company, I started a new company in therapy space in Europe, where I'm from originally. And that's in 2 years of operations, we didn't have a single refund case, not a single chargeback. At this point, for some of our clients, we save up to 50% of their refund requests. Moving forward, we can even increase that number as we test.
Crazy. Now, what is a good refund rate?
Actually, it's a bit more complex. So when you approach growing your online coaching or online course business, you should actually push the aggressiveness of your marketing and sales strategies to the extent where you reach a refund rate of 20%. And at that point, the refund rate, it should go up as you scale your business, and only when you reach the good revenues, then you should think about how to bring it down. And if you are at 10% or less and still growing, that means you're not aggressive enough in your marketing. If you stop growing, if your revenues are really good, you should aim to bring it down to 5% or less.
Amazing. What have you seen are some of the biggest challenges that coaches and course creators and membership owners are really having when it comes to refunds?
In terms of saving the refunds, the 20/80 focus is asking yourself, what's one thing I can do to give my student an experience where he feels that in a one-on-one fashion, the course creator cares about him or her. If you can answer that question and implement a simple solution like that, that by itself will have a very significant amount on your refund requests.
Let's say somebody's running a course model and they have a lower ticket. Maybe they're a $27 a month community. Can they still implement this type of strategy without going broke, basically?
There are some simple techniques that you can implement on a lower ticket items. You can put people in accountability groups. So you bundle 7-8 people and you make all of those people aware that other people are aware about them joining.
So this could be executed as simply, we can go super rudimentary. And we could say an email with everybody CC'd in the email, a group of 8 people, and be like, hey, Julie, I want to introduce you to Josh. And, you could put all their names below. You'll see everybody's images and what they do. You guys just go back and forth on this email thread to accountability, or however you want to set up that structure, right? But we could go as fundamentals of that, correct?
Yeah. Yes. For sure. Just make sure that if you do that, especially if you have European customers, that you have your privacy policy reviewed by someone who is an expert in legal jurisdictions that you operate. Because CCing people and revealing their email address to other customers, this is already a bit of a gray area. Just a word of caution. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a great word of caution. So then another way that we could potentially pull this off is something like a Facebook Messenger thread. You could use Telegram. You could use something like Social Glow and their chat features. Any of that would work for this too, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can be as creative as you can be, as you want to be.
Awesome. Now, what do you think really is kind of the root cause of a lot of refund requests
So the root cause, to answer your question very simply, is people feeling they made a commitment that's too much, and that commitment was made with a company that probably doesn't care about them as much as they initially thought they would.
So in personal growth circles, I know I've heard Tony Robbins. I've heard Tiro say this so many times that most humans overestimate what they can do in 12 months, and then they underestimate what they can do in a decade, right? Yeah. And so I'm going to make the assumption that most people who are buying a course or a membership or coming into it probably already overcommitted. I know when I even coach my private clients, tell them, look, you can only carry like 3 to 5 real commitments. Any more than that is an absolute lie. So how does the coach, the course creator, the membership owner, how do they help these people like rein in their commitments to be able to actually do what needs to be done?
The content has to be really, really good. And by really, really good, I mean that it's designed to give people the results they need in the least amount of time with the least amount of energy possible. And the support in terms of explaining the content, but also providing that emotional support to not be overwhelmed by fear. You have to have that in place, especially for courses that promise a lot in a short amount of time.
Dude, I like this, man. I'm a big proponent of the coaches, those course creators, and the membership owners who value relationships and build real relationships with real people. They win. It's not like a matter of like, well, I think you'll win. It's like, no, you will win. If you can get people a result and you can build relationships and have empathy with real people. In this day and age, when we have all of these chatbots and AI coming into this whole industry, I'm just curious, what are some of your thoughts on how that's going to impact customer retention and refunds?
It's going to really, really improve it. Useful responses from AI with respect to content that you're producing are no longer difficult to create. The trick will be using the positive reinforcement that people get from getting a useful reinforcement to re-engage them to come back tomorrow and the day after, and so on and so on. Because if you get to that point, then people will be interacting with your content and your online course daily. And if you have good content, they will see results by definition.
Yeah, how are you guys doing that with creating positive reinforcement?
There are techniques. We have accountability and performance coaches, and giving praise and acknowledgement here and there, which indeed creates that positive reinforcement. But again, at the end of the day, it's about a connection.
And so I'm assuming that you guys are seeing it's not the content that they're stuck with, it's something in their own inner game, whether it's an emotional block, a mental block, a trauma response of some sort that your then performance coach is then helping them overcome to be able to implement the information. Is that also what's helping to reduce the refunds?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, so like how can coaches and course creators, membership owners, how can they balance the need to offer refunds with the need to be able to retain customers so they're not avoid losing out on revenue?
Okay, so what I always say, if your refund rate is big, but your revenues are big as well, then it means you're doing great on sales and marketing, and you shouldn't compromise on that. Instead, think how you can improve the onboarding experience and the product so that the refund rate goes down.
Awesome. And then just kind of wrapping up here, wanted to ask you if you have any kind of closing advice for them.
Just one step at a time. And the first step is to start measuring it. So if at least you have a way to know how many students asked for a refund and how many sales you had in any given period, you're in a very good position to start asking yourself, okay, what can I do right now to start bringing this number down?
Well, and lastly, what metric should people be paying attention to? Is it just refund rate? Is it course completion rate? Is it engagement rate? Is it all of it? What are the metrics they should be measuring?
Refund rate to start.
Just refund rate to start.
Don't complicate your life. Yeah, refund rate and optimize for that.
I hope you enjoyed that interview with Luca. I know by applying these strategies, you can improve your membership retention rate, build a highly engaged community, and ultimately grow your business. So that's all I have for today's video. But before you go, let me ask you a question. What is one single strategy that you learned from this video that you could actually implement into your business right now? Simply share that answer, share what you learned in the comments below. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this video with your friends if you found it helpful. Thanks for being here. Until next time, my friend, I'm out.